Drake just walked into a house for the first time. He's been looking for 30 minutes. He already wants to make an offer. I love this place. The kitchen has an island. I don't want to miss it. I'm offering asking price, no inspection contingency, to move fast. Daniel is at a house too. He likes it. But before he makes any offer, he's working through a 5-item checklist. He's done this with 3 houses already and walked away from 2 of them. HOA reserve fund, flood zone status, 3 years of property tax history. I need all of that before I even think about a number. By the end of this video, you'll have the same checklist Daniel uses, and you'll understand why Drake's approach is how people end up in financial disasters that follow them for decades. Before the checklist, let's reset on what buying a house actually costs, because most people only budget for the monthly mortgage payment. That's a dangerous blind spot. Here's what you're actually paying. Down payment, typically 10 to 20% of the purchase price. On a $400,000 home, that's $40,000 to $80,000 just to close. If you put down less than 20%, you'll almost certainly be required to pay for private mortgage insurance, PMI, which is typically between 0.5 and 1.5% of the loan balance per year, added to your monthly payment until you reach 20% equity. Closing costs, 2 to 5% of the purchase price. On a $400,000 home, that's $8,000 to $20,000 in additional upfront costs, loan origination fees, title insurance, appraisal, attorney fees, prepaid taxes, and more. This surprises almost every first-time buyer. Ongoing costs, property taxes vary by location but average roughly 1% of the home's value per year nationally. Check your specific county. Homeowner's insurance. Maintenance, financial planners commonly suggest budgeting 1 to 2% of the home's value per year for repairs and upkeep. That's $4,000 to $8,000 a year on a $400,000 home, just for maintenance. Wait, the closing costs are another $14,000? Nobody told me that. The mortgage payment is one number. The total cost of ownership is a completely different number. Check all of them before you fall in love with anything. First check, the HOA homeowners associations are present in roughly 70% of newly built homes in the U.S. They can make life easier, or they can become a serious financial liability. Before you make an offer on any home in an HOA community, you need 3 specific documents. 1, the HOA's Reserve Fund Study. This tells you whether the association has saved enough money for future major repairs, roofs, elevators, pools, parking lots. An underfunded reserve fund means one thing: special assessments. That's when the HOA charges every homeowner an extra lump sum, sometimes thousands of dollars, because they don't have the money to fix what broke. 2, meeting minutes from the last 2 years. Problems are almost always discussed in HOA meetings before they become expensive. You can see complaints, pending lawsuits, infrastructure issues, and interpersonal conflicts before you buy in. 3, the CC&Rs, the covenants, conditions, and restrictions. This tells you what you can and can't do with your property. Park a work truck in the driveway? Rent it out short-term? Get a fence? Know before you own. Wait, they're billing me $4,000 for a new roof? I just moved in 3 months ago. He could have seen this coming. The Reserve Fund Study would have shown the roof replacement was already overdue and underfunded. Check 2, flood zone status. Go to the FEMA flood map, misc.fema.gov, and look up the property before you make an offer. This is free and takes 5 minutes. If the home is in a special flood hazard area, you will be required by most lenders to purchase flood insurance, which is separate from homeowners insurance. Flood insurance can cost between $1,000 and several $1,000s per year depending on the property. Beyond the insurance cost, homes in flood zones can be genuinely difficult to sell in the future. And flood risk is increasing in many U.S. regions as weather patterns shift. Takes me 30 seconds to check. That house last week? High flood risk zone. I walked away before I even got attached. Check 3, property tax history and the reassessment risk. When you buy a home, many states reassess the property's taxable value based on the sale price. The seller may have been paying property taxes based on what they paid for the house 15 years ago, a much lower number. Once you buy it, the taxable value resets to what you paid. Request 3 years of property tax statements from the seller. Then, call your county assessor's office and ask, if I buy this home at this price, what will my annual property taxes be? Get that number before you commit. My realtor said taxes were about $3,000 a year. My first bill is $6,200. How? The previous owner bought the house in 2009. Their taxes were assessed on 2009 prices. Drake paid 2024 prices. The county reassessed on sale. Nobody explained this to him. Check 4. The home inspection. Never waive it. In competitive markets, buyers sometimes waive the inspection contingency to make their offer more attractive to the seller. This is almost always a mistake. A professional home inspection costs roughly $300 to $500 and takes 2 to 3 hours. Issues found during inspection give you negotiating power. You can ask the seller to repair problems, lower the price, or provide a credit at closing. If you've waived the inspection, you have no leverage, and you have no information. The foundation has cracks and needs $30,000 in work. Nobody told me. I didn't have an inspection. A $500 inspection would have revealed this. Drake now owns a house with a $30,000 problem he didn't know existed when he bought it. The inspection found a roof near end of life. I asked for a $10,000 price reduction. They agreed. I used that money to replace the roof 6 months later. Check 5. The real affordability math. A common starting point used by lenders is that your total monthly housing costs, mortgage, property taxes, insurance, HOA, should not exceed 28% of your gross monthly income. But this is a maximum, not a target. Many financial planners suggest keeping housing under 25% if you also want to build wealth. Use a mortgage calculator to determine your real monthly payment, not just principal and interest, but taxes, insurance, and HOA on top. Then check, does this leave enough room in your budget to still hit your other financial goals? The bank approved me for $450,000, so I bought at $440,000. Makes sense, right? Lenders approve you for the maximum you can technically handle based on income and credit. They're not thinking about your retirement contributions, your car payment, your student loans, your emergency fund. That's your job. Before you make an offer on any home, run this 5-point checklist. 1. HOA, get the reserve fund study. 2 years of meeting minutes and the CC and Rs before you fall in love. 2. Flood zone. Check FEMA's flood map at msc.fema.gov. If it's a high-risk zone, price in the insurance cost before you decide. 3. Property taxes. Request 3 years of bills. Then, call the assessor to confirm what you'll actually pay post-purchase. 4. Inspection. Always, never waive it. Budget $300 to $500. It can save you tens of thousands. 5. True affordability. Calculate the full monthly cost including taxes, insurance, HOA, and maintenance. Keep it under 25 to 28% of gross income. Buy smart, not fast. This video is for educational purposes only and is not personalized financial advice. If this helped you, subscribe. We post a new personal finance video every week. Next, whether you rent or own, these 5 money mistakes show up in every income bracket. And most people are making at least 2 of them right now. We'll cover those next.